Hey!
Finally. I don't know what was going on.
I had to shut my whole app down, so I had to ditch everyone. I don't know what happened.
All right.
But we're back.
I'll sit back down because I haven't charged my phone, and you know how TikTok fucking live just eats your battery. Oh, you are at home.
Yeah, I said I was
Why
at
have you
home.
got a fucking...
Yeah.
I thought you were just taking the piss because you had the fucking workshop wheelie bin behind you.
No. I raced home to make sure I was here because my youngest has to go to dancing tonight, so had to be home for the other two.
Right.
And yeah.
So, are there any particular topics we can cover off on? One of the things that you've brought up so far with that I really connect with is wanting to upscale the industry of mechanics.
Yep.
Full stop.
One of my big ones. Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm still struggling with it, but I just think that the more that you and I do things like this, and even the other guys, because Adam did jump on just before, and Trent, even Mickey Rose, any of the other mechanics, and just show people what we do, because the reputation for our industry is terrible. It's ridiculous.
You get particular types of people, and this isn't a stab at anyone in particular, but one particular customer that comes to mind is in the real estate industry. Now, to me, I think fucking selling houses would be a walk in the park.
Yeah.
And the way this particular person talks to me and treats me and basically just sees me as, yep. And then I start talking like serious knowledge about the car, and he's just like blank, has nothing.
Yeah.
And you can just tell he's way dumber than us when it comes to technicality stuff.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And it's just like, I'm glad this has happened, this whole move of mechanics on TikTok, because it's creating, it's making people realize, fuck, we actually go through a hell of a lot to get to the results we get to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to deal with a lot of shit, and have to think really left of center to be able to get a lot of the results that we have to get.
Oh, definitely. And it even gets to the point where, like, you're way beyond what your quote is, but at the end of the day, I just want the result for the customer. I just want the car to be fixed or whatever.
Yep.
And I'll just take the rest of that on board. Like, I've got a car at the moment, and I haven't done much on it, but it's a VW Polo. The remotes for the central locking don't work, and one of the door locks didn't work, and there was a couple other things. And she had literally just bought the car, so no history prior to this. So obviously we've had the keys tested. Keys are emitting a signal, so it can't be the keys. What reads the keys? The body control module. So we put a body control module in it. No change. What else reads the keys? The driver's door lock. I've put 3 different driver's door lock modules in it. Still won't read it. I've now got the car at a friend's shop that has VW experts in Germany plugging into the car, and they still can't figure out what's wrong with this car. The thing we're thinking is someone's changed the wiring harness in it, but how is anyone supposed to know that that's happened, for one, or even quote on that? Like, and that's where quote is not really a good word anymore. Like, estimate is the only way you can do things, because I can only estimate how long a piece of string is. I can't tell you how long it is until I've measured it and I've checked it and then I've verified it.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
you know, we went to TAFE basically similar time. We fucking nearly overlapped and went to the same classes. When we were going to TAFE, there wasn't the same fucking technical shit that's out today. Like, it is a completely different game.
Disc brakes were still a new thing.
Hey?
Disc brakes were still a new thing.
Yeah, like ABS was just a new thing. Like airbags was new.
Yep,
And
single point fuel injection because it was all carbies.
yep. And to now have to deal with the diagnostic shit that we have to deal with. We are so underpaid in this industry for what we have to do and have to learn and have to
Yep.
diagnose. And I
Adam
can't
Adam just said, "What's a carbie?" Exactly. Keep
bring
going.
him
Sorry.
back, I say.
No, I hated
Fuck
them.
off
I'd rather
EGRs,
feel
fuck
it.
off DPFs, bring
Yeah.
back mechanical diesel injection.
Yeah. Well, what it is the pollution. It's literally the requirements of
Oh,
pollution that is
completely.
just pushing it. It's made cars so unreliable. It's made all of their systems unreliable for what is preconceived as being a good pollutant control. And a lot of the
Yeah, but
time, this is all current for London, for Los Angeles, for Tokyo, where smog is a really big problem. But in Australia, it's not. Like, I don't know. I'm
exactly.
old school. I'm very old school, but not. But yes, I don't know. I'm confused.
You are in what you want, but
Yeah,
you're up to date with your knowledge.
correct. That's the
Yeah,
one. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, and
is
Adam's just
there?
brought up
This is,
another point as well. So Fat Mechanic, Adam has just brought up, and the tooling to work on cars is expensive, 100%. How many
oh,
timing chain or timing belt setting toolkits I have is insane. I think last count I had about
and
35, and they average
and how
about
many
eight
of them
hundred
you've
bucks each.
used only once or twice?
One, which I'm very annoyed about. But the others a couple of times. But still, it's only a
Yeah.
couple. It doesn't justify buying it to do that one job.
No,
But
no. Like I had a fairly common one come in that it's not common here, but it'd be pretty common for you, I'd assume. It's just a Volkswagen Polo
yeah,
timing belt thing, and I looked up the price for the Toledo kit, and it's $1,200.
yeah. Well, all those Volkswagen ones, you ring me and I'll tell you how to do it because there is a cheat and a hack.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, especially
But
the 2 liter diesel. That's really inexpensive for the tool.
right. Okay. You got drill bits and stuff.
No. It's actually in the boot of the car.
Oh, really?
Yep, it's in the toolkit.
All right. I sent him to the local Volkswagen dealership,
Oh, really?
and he came back and he said they want $1,400 just to put the belt on. I'm like, that's why I'm not doing it.
Yeah. See, I've got a problem as well where I refuse to not be able to do it because in
I
my
want to
street
be
alone,
there.
yeah. But time will, yeah, like you need to build up a lot more stuff. Like you
That's
can't
right.
buy everything at once. No way.
I'm still at the stage I'm trying to work out how to make money.
Mm.
Like like
What is that?
we're just at like breaking even, but to the point we're still living off our own savings.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're that
Yep.
new because we're still having to buy like every month. I think the tool bill that we're spending is up around $2 to $3 a month of what we're buying.
Yep.
Of
Well,
just
without big machinery stuff, I've spent $200 a week on tools for the last 10 years without big stuff. So,
yeah,
I mean, hoists, brake layers, anything like that, that's different
yeah,
again. Scan tools, but just
yeah.
normal everyday tooling.
Workshop, yeah,
Yep.
toolbox tools.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm talking like I've had to buy like your little presses and stuff for ball joints, diesel
Mm-hmm.
test kit stuff,
Yeah, I saw your nice
diesel
new
compression
leak
test.
back tester the other day. I've used
Yeah,
my leak back tester twice now because now you can get the data out of them. But that model you couldn't.
yeah,
But that's where that data helps. Like once you learn how to read it. Holy
yeah. That's
crap,
right.
Adam! $500 a week on Snap-on. You are kidding. You need. Wow. That's Fat Mechanic. $500 a week you spend on the Snap-on truck.
Cassidy Glide Toolkits. Snap-on SP King Chrome. What's your opinions? I'm not a fan of SP at all.
No.
Snap-on, I do rate Snap-on, but I really,
Can't justify
my
it.
biggest gripe, it's not even that. I just have a personal gripe with the finance side of it, where I met a guy when I was working in Darwin. It was two staff that was up there. There was a guy that was in his 50s that owed Snap-on over $50,000, and they'd let him have that.
Is that on trade card or something?
I have no idea.
It must be on trade
But
card.
that's what he was paying. That's what he said he was paying off.
Yeah, right. It must be
and he
on,
had like he had a fucking massive toolbox, like it was huge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, there's also self-control.
A 16-year-old kid. What's that?
Self-control needs to come in there too, though.
Yeah, that's right. But then there was a 16-year-old kid doing he left high school at year 10 and went and started his apprenticeship, and he had basically a top box on an empty bottom trolley, and it cost him $6,000 on credit with Snap-on. Yep. Had to get his mum to come and sign up to say, yep, you can buy it. And they let him do it. And it's like, where's your fucking morals? He's a 16-year-old child.
Yeah, well, that's
like, where are your morals when it comes to selling stuff to people? Like,
but funny enough, because
he's probably not even going to be a mechanic in 2 years.
I still can't get a Snap-on trade card, so figure that out.
Why not?
Because I had an issue back when I first started, probably about where you are now, where I didn't actually go bankrupt, but I went to file for Part 9, but I didn't do it. But because I filed for it, Snap-on will not let me touch any of their stuff ever again. Not because I didn't even do it, but that has saved me so much though, because I even bought one of my scan tools off the truck, and because I knew the guy so long and he knew how long I was around and whatever, and he said, "Yep, I'll let you put it on the truck account." And the truck account is no interest, there's no finance attached. It's just, but that's like a human relationship as well. So
see, someone's writing here, a 54-inch bottom roller with Snap-on is $7,500, and that's empty. That's got that's just empty box of drawers. That's it. $7,500. You can't make any money out of that.
No, you can't. You definitely
can't. It does not pay you a cent. That tool.
But it looks good.
Yeah. You know what? Here, this is the fucking perfect example I've got for you. This looks good. I've got a mate that's got this stored here at my shop.
Yeah.
Right?
It looks good.
There's your $7,000 worth of toolbox, and he's not even a mechanic anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So he's gone and invested in that. He's not even 30 years old, and he's no longer a mechanic. He's working for some other company doing recruitment for fucking farms that need fruit pickers.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But, yeah.
He's not even been a mechanic, and he's invested, there'd be probably $50,000 sitting there with everything in that.
In the rest of it, yeah, right.
No, probably not. Maybe, I don't know, 30.
Send it off. I'll give him $30 a week for the next 20 years.
What's that?
I said, send it up. I'll give him $20 a week for the next 30 years.
Like all these sockets, all these ratchets, everything, like ratchet spanners and everything, it's all Snap-on gear. And it's that big of a toolbox, he can't even store it at home. So he stores it here.
Sorry, 1 second. Hey. Nice. Good work. All right. Yeah, cool.
As for someone asking what toolbox to buy, what I recommend anyway.
They can eat.
What I recommend for people to buy for value for money.
Probably 20 minutes, half an hour.
I reckon this Repco box that I bought. Hello.
This is Alan.
This Repco box that I bought comes with a bottom box, but not that. I changed it to that because that just gives me more space. So it
Okay.
gets a top box and a bottom box, and that's about 2,900, and it's 400 piece. And the only thing that I have really sort of upgraded that I use a lot now, that I've upgraded to, is the gear wrench. I'll put them gear wrench ratchets. These flex head ratchets. I rate these. That's
Why
the only
are there
upgrade.
tools on the floor?
Oh, because because I had to hurry up. I'm mid job still. I had to hurry up and get on this to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Fair
why.
enough. Hey. Yeah, definitely. Have your dinner. Can you grab me one more of them, please? It's in the fridge on the other side. Like it looks like the freezer. Downside.
Yes, that was me.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just trying to. The wife's
Organise your
gone.
family.
Well, the wife's gone, so now I can get the daughter to get me beers because I'm not allowed to ask the daughter to get me beers while the wife's around.
Did she tax a sip?
No, just because it's bad for kids. Don't shake it, Jeebus. No. Careful, it'll
pulled
go
me up.
off. Hey.
You've pulled me up and pulled me up about having tools on the floor. And
Yep.
when Trent was on live, he was having a go at me about. I was having a go at him about having tools all over the floor, but his shop was way messier than mine at the time.
Yeah, fair enough. I do actually have a story how Snap-on is good. So I bought a service cart, just a what do you call it, 2-level with a single drawer, blue point metal trolley, and I've had that for probably 8 or 9 years. And one of the hinges broke on it because I literally had all of my sockets, all of my ratchets sitting in that drawer, including impact guns and stuff like that. And they couldn't replace that one slider. They tried. They sent me like 30 different ones, and in the end, they just said, "Look, we can either give you a brand new Snap-on plastic service trolley, or we've got this roll cab here on special, and it'll cost you like $500. I'm pretty sure I paid for my big black service trolley, I call it, but I think it's the next one smaller than that roll cab that you just showed before, without that extra side bit on it. Yeah, so I paid $400 on top of a service cart that I bought 8 years ago. So
that's good.
Yeah, sometimes like they're good in that respect, and I always ask for deals. I always ask for free shit, because why not? Like,
so after my early video, I don't know if you were even on TikTok then. When I first opened here, I wasn't even actually officially opened here. I was just using this workshop with the other mechanic that had it before, and he had the Snap-on truck calling in, and he had a Snap-on tool that needed warranty. It was a screwdriver or something, and he came in and fixed it. And I just did a TikTok just saying basically, like, they're good tools, just don't get caught in the trap of the whole finance thing.
yeah.
And then a couple of months later, or a fair few months later, it'd be probably 6 months later, I think, down at the local road servo that's got McDonald's, the Snap-on truck pulled in there, and he's backing in, and he backs in. He's got like big reverse camera lights on the back, backing the truck in, and hits a fucking light pole and full goes like that with it. Bends it right over. So I made a piss take video going, snap on, more like snap off, and show him the fucking light on the piss with it backed into it. And then Mark, the windscreen guy, did a video just saying, "Oh, I bet the boys are getting raped here," and he's at a car yard, like a Ford dealership.
Yeah.
And the Snap-on truck's there, and he just zoomed in. And he's like, "Oh, I bet a few of the boys in here are getting fondled or something like that," just having a laugh. And the wife of the owner of the franchise for Tasmania went to the effort of inboxing me, having a full go at me about these posts. And it's like,
They should
everyone
roll
has a
with it.
crack at Snap-on and has a laugh about
Yeah,
it. Like,
but honestly, they should roll with it and stitch you back on
yeah,
those posts and go, okay, whatever. How about this?
like,
Use your brain.
but nah, she full went bananas in this message. Like, it was like six paragraphs long. Like, it was a big message.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, so the Snap-on bloke doesn't come to my shop. I don't even know what they sell,
Yeah, well,
unfortunately.
I'm not real happy with my rep at the moment because so the guy that I've known for so long sold to the other guy that had the other area on the Gold Coast, and he was really good. He was really
Yep.
nice, but Snap-on came in and said you can't have two runs next to each other because he put a guy in his old truck and now have a Snap-on employee in that truck. So it's like harder to get warranties. It's harder to do this, but I'm starting to build a bit of rapport with the next one because there was 3 or 4 of them came through because obviously they're not making money. I don't know how they get paid, whether it's like retainer and then commission or something because it must be on commission.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, but that's sort of where I've struggled with Snap-on lately. But another really good brand, which I think is really underrated, is Repco's tools. Um, they are made really, really well. I still have my 1/2 inch ratchet
Yep.
from my first year apprenticeship, and I used to undo crankshaft bolts on Commodores with that and a hammer, and it's still alive.
I've belted the fuck
So
out of my
that
ratchet.
is good quality stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, like
And if you break one, they just replace it on the
instead of it being
spot.
round, it's like an oval, like exactly. And
Hang on.
I'm
Your
finding
internet's
that a lot
buggering up.
more now with a lot of the store managers and stuff. Nah, it's not mine. Can't be. Can you hear me?
Your lips move and then
Nah,
I
you're
hear.
frozen.
Have I? I think it's catching up.
Yeah, the store managers now are so good between Bursons and Repco now because there's fierce competition with them. So any other mechanics watching right now, push them as hard as you can. Get your pricing down. Ask for rebates.
Yeah.
Ask for dumb stuff that you would never ask because you wanted their backing. They now need your backing. So go in and get them. Like I don't pay for any warranty work. I make them pay me. Yeah.
My Burton store won't put me on the same pricing to match what Repco are selling at to me.
Well, I'm going to make a phone call for you tomorrow, and that manager is probably going to get an ass kicking tomorrow. And I am a Repco authorized service center, and I'll get Bursons to do that for you because
get Bursons. I would love. They've got a new manager that's taken over.
yeah,
But the old manager, like I could get, like you know what the trade price I was getting with Repco. Basically the exact same for say a Bendix brake pad, for example, was $15 to $20 more at Bursons. And they wouldn't match it. They said, no, we won't match it. If you want to buy from us and you want to get good pricing, you've got to spend more.
Yeah, no, that's not right.
Like,
literally between all
how am I gonna? How am I gonna? Why would I bother spending more? I'll wait 2 days and get it from Repco if they haven't got it in stock. Like,
yeah. Well, I've actually got a parts store directly across the road from my workshop, like there.
Yep.
And I only use them if I can't get the part from anywhere else, or no, pretty much I can't get it. And because their stockpile that they've got over there is going back from, I don't know, early 80s. So they have random old stuff. They don't even know what they have up there sometimes. And it's the only time I use them because they put me on really bad buying rates. And it's like, well, why would I buy from you when Repco and Bursons are going to give me, and their mentality is still in that you need to buy a lot. I'm not going to buy if your price isn't there. And that's not because I want the price to be cheaper. I want to be able to make it cheaper for my customer. Like,
yeah, that's right. You know what's ridiculous? I now buy clutches from Super Cheap.
yeah, right.
No
That's
one can come close to the prices that I pay at Super Cheap for clutches.
yeah, right. Their buy power is up there
Repco
though.
can't match them. Yeah, because I don't know, Super Cheap's buying power, I guess.
Is there an Exceedy dealer anywhere near you?
Only Bursons, but yeah,
Oh, I'll make another phone call for you
right. I
because
actually went to the Bursons. I went to the Bursons trade night. So what happened? The reason I basically just put my foot down and went, no, you can get stuffed. I'm not doing it. Of using is I went to the Bursons trade night. Michael, the apprentice, he bought a toolbox there, put it on our account. I let him pay us
hmm
$2,700. So I had when I first opened, when Michael was there, they basically my limit was $3,000, and it's like that's ridiculous. Um, and yeah, basically bought the toolbox, $2,700. There was $300 left on the account. We'd already paid the $2,700 off, so our account should have been zero. And I rang up, they had a starter motor, I think it was, that was less than the $300 that we had to owe, which we didn't owe anything because we'd already paid the account. And they said, "Oh no, that's going to take you over your limit. You have to come in and pay with card." I'm like, "What do you
Who was
mean?
that
Can't
through?
I?" Persons.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
it was like $180 part, and I had $300 credit left with the $2,700 toolbox. Nothing else was on the account, but we'd already paid for the account. We'd already paid the $2,700,
yeah.
and
It
they
just hadn't
still
gone
wouldn't let
through
me
the
put.
accounts to the store.
Yeah, but I had $300 in the clear, not 100, and the part was only 180. Even if
Yeah,
it hadn't gone through,
that's
it
weird.
wasn't taking it over the limit of $3,000.
Yeah, that's definitely really weird.
And
I don't know what's going on there.
for me to go, why the fuck have I only got a $3,000 account? Was like, I'm spending that a week, like way more than that a week at Repco and Metro. Like,
Yeah,
why you put me on a monthly account that's only $3,000 when you've got a workshop this big? Like,
yeah.
it was insane.
When was that? That was just when you started, was it?
No, that was about nearly 12 months in.
Yeah, right. Because it
Like,
would have
I
been,
already had Michael and Stephen as employees.
yeah, right. Because when Batcore bought out Bursons, a lot of their policies changed, but they're starting to
Yep,
revert them back now because something about they did the same thing that Repco did. Because I remember Repco doing something very, very similar. It was like once they got bought out by an American company, they just went real Nazi on everyone, and then they
yep,
realized that was the wrong move and then regressed and have changed that all back. Like that's where Repco is really good because it's like you ring them, price match. No, I can't. Well, I'm going to ring Napa. We're the same company. I don't care. I'm, I'm going to buy it from the cheaper one. Um, but now they're just very much, can you price match? Okay, no worries. Done. And
yep.
that's generally, I just ring them between the two that have stock. So I don't care who has it. If you've got it, I want the cheaper price that you two are showing me.
Yeah, that's right.
And Bursons have really changed a lot of their policies. They're going through a big shift at the moment. I do have a bit of insight knowledge, mainly because two of the managers in my area are actually personal friends. So I get a little bit of, I don't know what the right word is, but I don't know, gossip. That's probably a good one. Um,
Yep.
where they're changing a lot of systems and processes now. So I will call one of those mates and he will talk to our state manager, which will talk to your state manager. That'll fix everything for you.
Cool. Righto. It'll be interesting to see if I actually get a call.
I think
Yeah,
you
I got an
will.
email through. I got an email through from uh Bursons recently, and I realised, oh, it's not the same manager's name, and I just messaged back saying, have you got a new manager? And he
Yeah.
said, yes, I'm the new manager. I took over last year, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, cool, good to know. And I just left it at that. Hasn't bothered to fucking ring or call in. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm not making waves in this town of fucking people
Yep.
know I'm here.
That's pretty much the
Like,
thing I'm going to say, that, this guy down there, he might look small and insignificant on numbers, but his following is several times larger than mine.
yep.
Maybe you want to do something now.
Like,
That's going to be my
before
conversation
it's too
tomorrow.
late.
Yeah. But honestly, they are a really good company, and like, I should be
Oh,
batting
yeah.
so much for these guys, but at the end of the day, I support the people that support me, and both store managers from Repco and from Burson's, I ring their mobile numbers, and even if it's after hours, they will do their best to even get me a part. Like, I've had situations, and that's where I retain my loyalty based on those people's actions. So sometimes, you know what, it may not be
That's
cheaper
exactly
at one
right.
of your stores, but yeah, I'm definitely a loyalty and that sort of person. So yeah,
When people look after you, you look after them.
mm-hmm.
And when you feel looked after,
110%.
you really look after them.
Yep. Yeah. That's why I kind of can't wait to
goes,
get down to Tassie at the moment, because or even Melbourne as well, like with Jace and Jack down in Melbourne. Like, you guys have actually become a lot better friends than the people I actually have now, if that makes sense. Like, I actually talk to you guys more often. I'm more involved with you guys, which is really weird. And I don't
I'm
get
totally with you on that.
Yeah, I don't get the ask Cole questions. I don't know if you know what that one is, which is literally where people just message you and say, "How much is this? How much is that?" Never end up doing anything, but they're my best mate apparently.
Yep.
And since I changed phone numbers, that's been the biggest eye opener ever. Like, my phone number that I have now, I think I'm up to 40 people have this phone number. 40.
That's it.
And
wow.
Yep, that's it. And the rest of it all goes straight to the workshop. There's message bank, because you know what? You weren't really a good friend if you only rang me or messaged me for a price, or, my mate owns a workshop, he'll look after you kind of stuff. So, the 40 people that actually ring this phone.
I really it really showed me who my really good friends were. Like, I have obviously grew up here in Tassie, had a lot of friends that I had before I went traveling Australia, that I regarded as good friends, people that I went drifting with. They'd spent some time with me when I was building my car, and stuff like that. And then when I got back here to start this all up, it really showed me who my true friends were to who turned up on my fucking grand opening.
Yeah, right.
Like, the people that, there were some mates that I thought probably wouldn't show up, and I would have been okay with it. But then there was some particular people that, if they were opening a business, I would have been the first motherfucker there for them. Like, I would not have been, there wouldn't have been any excuse of, I took my kids to the park or any of that shit. I would have been there for them in that situation. And then when they didn't show up, really made me go, wow, I can't believe those people, like, that really blew me away.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
one person in particular that I'm thinking of in 2 years still hasn't come around to say, fuck, you're doing a good job.
Oh, but you won't be recognised as doing a good job. This is where the jealousy will come in. And
and that's that's exactly where I was going with it.
Yeah. So I will be brutally honest right now. Like, this is as honest as I'm ever going to be. When I first opened up the workshop and I had 2 hoists and I used to jack cars up, and it was me and one other mechanic, I made so much more money then than I do now. Now I only just pay the bills. The tax is the biggest one because it's the surprise. But honestly, if I could go back to when it was just me with 2 hoists, tiny little workshop, I would do that in a heartbeat. Like, the stress was less. Once you get over 5 people underneath you, you can't manage 5 people. One person, it's there's a theory. It's called 7 in a room.
Yep.
So 5 people in a room works. 6 is when it drops out, and then 7 is where 2 conversations will form. And it's basically the same in a workshop. You keep it nice and small, keep it tight, keep everyone happy. Like the last 3 years for me have been harder than the first 7, even though I nearly went bankrupt probably 6 times in the first 7. So I don't know. Like
Yep.
the stress level now is just insane.
I spray and pray has just commented saying mechanics make big money.
There's good
I
turnover.
wish.
It's like tire shops. Tire shops have the best turnover on the planet, but they
Oh,
make
they do,
between
yes.
5 and 10% out of that. So they are literally just jugging. They're doing this with money, and then all of a sudden they're gone because there is
Yep.
no money in turnover. Exactly. Someone just commented on mine. I can't read that right now, but it says turnover isn't profit, and that is 100% true. Like out of a job, we are lucky to take, it'd be 15% of that total bill to pay our staff. Like maybe 30. Sorry, my math is off right now. Like I used to work 6 days a week because Saturday was for me. That was the day I got paid. I literally worked Monday to Friday to pay the workshop, pay all the bills,
Yep.
pay all my stuff, and then Saturday, that's what I took home. So that's literally how much money I took home.
You saying that to me made me realise I wasn't putting in enough myself to make this work.
But that's where,
and
like, I was even saying your mentality needs to change, and that's where I finally changed, and that's where you need to see your value. That's the biggest thing, and every mechanic needs to see their value as far as the workshop goes. And you've actually, like, as a mechanic, not as a business owner, you need to realize your boss isn't paying you. His customers are paying you, or her customers are paying you, not your boss. You do a good job, you help him make money, he can then pay you. And then at the end of the day, he might get a slight bit of it, a little bit of cream off the top. Like my little perks I get are, a cashy here and there, a carton of beer here and there. I'll ring up Repco and say, I need to fix my car. They'll say, yep, no worries. Here, have all the parts. It's for your car. That's my perks. Not that I bring it home. Like if I showed you my house and what everyone's perception of how big my workshop is as to what they think I live in is dead set the opposite. It's not far off your bus, mate. It's not far off your bus.
Yeah.
Like I bought the only thing I could afford, and the way the banks are at the moment, I had to put a 25% deposit down to let them lend me money.
Sacrifices as well. That like I live like a fucking poor motherfucker, honestly.
I didn't buy this. This got delivered to me today, and I am very grateful.
How was that bottle that we got you?
I've only had one sip. I've left it sitting next to my computer because if I bring it home, I'll smash that thing like gone. But I've been having it every time I want to punch someone in the face. So I've only had 2 sips so far. But yeah, I do really appreciate that bottle, and I am still. That was so trippy when that turned up because it just said Dan Murphy's delivery. My wife started yelling at me, going, "Are you spending more money on alcohol?" I'm like, "It's not me. I don't know where it came from." Like honestly. But it did have a little tick on it saying gift. It had a little tick, and I'm like, "See, it says on there, it's a gift." I don't know where it came from.
The advice you gave me and my wife that night has definitely turned a corner for us.
Well, that's good. That's really good,
and it's worked really well. So very grateful, and that's why we dipped into the savings and sent that to you.
Yeah, well, that's.
But as for fucking mechanics being rich, I'm not.
What was that?
As for mechanics being rich, I'm not.
Oh no, fuck no.
No.
No, how much did you pay for your Supra? How many years ago was it?
$8,500.
Yeah, and
Five and a half years ago.
yeah, exactly. So what's it worth now? Like a stupid amount, but everyone
Like
sees that, and it's the
over 50 grand.
Yeah, but it's the perception. Like my workshop,
That's
if I
right.
told you that I paid, I don't know, most of the hoists when I first started, I didn't pay any more than $2,000 for a hoist, and I paid cash for it. So no finance, anything. I worked my ass off. I paid cash. I bought another hoist. I have financed 2 hoists now because I wanted bigger hoists. I needed more hoists. But honestly, my first hoist cost me $380. I'm pretty sure it was. And like that's still operating today. We thought it was going to die. I got back from holidays and it was all munted up. And I said, that's it. I got to go buy another one. Wow, that was weird.
Someone.
But then my accountant said you can't buy another hoist. I'm like, damn it. So I went out and fixed it.
Someone commented, there's something in your nose. So I just had to check.
Yeah, right. So I went out and fixed that hoist though. Like
Yeah.
from potentially, and I didn't even call the hoist guy. I just jimmied it around, found out it literally just jammed itself in the floor and it just needed to be relieved is all it was. But it's one of those things. Like I could spend an extra half an hour and fix that, or spend another 10 grand to buy a new hoist. Like,
yeah,
and that's what makes the big difference.
Yeah, where you spend your money and what you choose to have a crack at yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I've got a little project I'm doing at the moment. I probably should have done it 10 years ago because I didn't realize how much it made our life easier. It's our 4-post hoist. I cut the ramps in half and I've extended it by 170 mil. No, sorry, it's about probably 400 mil, maybe 500 mil. Now we can drive the drift car straight up on the 4-poster instead of using blocks, spacers, 3 people guiding a car to make sure that the bumper doesn't come off. But I've only done 1 ramp. I've got to do the other one. But I should have done it 10 years ago.
Right.
I just haven't had time or the motivation or the energy. And the other night I said, you know what? I'm just going to cut this off now. And then now it's too late. I've got to fix it. So,
yep.
Everything is about what you make it. You work as hard as you want.
Someone said, do you both love being on the tools?
I didn't originally because I got so sore. Like I've had four operations so far based on work. So I've had carpal tunnel both hands, I've had my elbow done, and I've had a hip replacement. That's bad. So, and I constantly get sick. Yeah, man, I've worked.
I'm 44 and I've never had any of that.
Yeah, well, back in the day when I really worked, I'd start at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'd go home at about midnight.
Yeah, right.
And I'd probably neck about 20 of these a day to keep me sane.
Yep, that's not healthy for you.
No, but when you start and you just do what you got to do, like that's it. Like there is no other choice. There is no other option. It's I got to pay a bill. Okay, so how do I pay that bill? I work harder, and you keep going.
Someone's getting blocked here. See you later. Someone just wrote 2 shit mechanics. See ya. Bye.
That's probably my troll at the moment. I got this one that just keeps popping up. No likes, no followers, no anything. You're a flop. You're not even a mechanic. No one at your workshop knows how to do anything. Bye.
Yep. Oh, I've had some corkers recently, like people going out of their way to fucking make an account. One of them titled themselves Pokey is a KUNT. That was the name of the account as a troll.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had TikTok Australia as one today. That was good.
Yep. That was just block it straight up.
Yep.
So Chase got in.
We've got some good questions coming up here.
All right, go for it.
Here we go. So, Bursons or Repco for parts? Now, 50-50 is what I'm going to say. Because I will not use a Repco water pump or a wheel bearing ever. Bursons,
really?
Oh, yeah. No. They're...
I don't use wheel bearings.
I probably shouldn't even be saying that.
I've never had a fail with a water pump.
If they're
not
old,
recently anyway.
if they're old stocks around that still says GMB because they used to be supplied by GMB, all good. But there's some other ones out there that no. I think the 5000s, WP 5000, so the V6 Alotech ones, they were bad.
Yeah, right.
But,
Okay.
So Burson's owns a company called Bearing Wholesalers. So anything with a bearing in it, generally it's actually good quality stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a mix between the two, and I literally pick and choose. A lot of Repco stuff's good. Most of it's exactly the same. But you do get your stuff that you know warranty is shit on, so you just don't. There was another question, unless you wanted to add to that.
No, I don't have anything there, Dad.
Why would someone troll you guys? Mainly because we call them out. So we'll call them out once and make an example of them, just because it's fun sometimes, and calling someone out and doing a TikTok
It feels good to just poke back at them a bit.
Yeah, it's also a lot better than punching someone in the face. But yeah, and then obviously they get very upset about it and hold a grudge and are too weak to come in and say our name, and they won't follow us on Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, because it has to be their true identity. So we know they're all weak as piss.
I believe, from my point of view, just because of, I guess, where I've started from with TikTok starting it up, and it started from scratch, I believe mine is more of a jealousy thing. For a lot of my trolls, I'm the mechanic that's gone from working in someone else's workshop to start my own business, and I feel like I'm doing it pretty well. And I feel like people are jealous of that, like jealous of the fact that I've actually succeeded in taking that leap.
Oh, definitely. But anyone's going to be jealous of anything. And it can be over something simple.
Yeah.
It could be just the way that you made your mohawk,
I've had
growing
that
your
for
beard.
fucking near 20 years.
Yeah, but someone could be jealous of it because they can't do it. Like, there are people out there that just can't do things, and then they just, go weird, like just fucking wrong. I'm gonna move inside because I'm getting eaten alive. Because that is a lake.
The joys of living somewhere hot and exotic.
Yeah, but that's a lake right there. Like, right
the colour of the sky looks like it's getting dark there already too.
Yeah.
The colour on your face.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty nice, but
yeah, right. It's still like it's overcast here, but it's. Oh, we got a screen.
Yeah, but you're way below the sun, so we're near the sun.
But you're not.
Well,
the sun's close to us at the moment. It's daylight longer here.
No, it's just the angle. This is a science that I still don't get, but it doesn't matter. I fix cars.
It's the tilt of the earth, buddy.
It is. No, it's flat, you see. So at the moment, it's closer to your end of the flatness.
Someone's writing, I'm jealous you can paint.
Oh, someone's in Brisbane. Howdy, Rodney.
I can barely fill the tyres with air.
Any advice for a qualified mechanic working at a dealership wanting to start their own business? Don't go work for someone in an independent shop before you do, because your dealership experience will keep you. You'll struggle. Unfortunately,
the amount of the problem with the dealership is you don't get the variety you get in an independent shop. When you go an independent shop, everyone just brings you everything. And if you've only learned to work on Ford or only learned to work on Toyota, you're going to really struggle when other vehicles come through.
There you go. Get rid of that one, because I'm not a god and I don't need a halo. But yes, unless you're going to specialize, that's the only way I would say. So if you were going to specialize, there's a couple of guys in my area, VA Garage and CJD Mechanical. They were both dealership techs, and then they only do those cars. They do not touch anything else. They don't go anywhere near it. Even one of those guys is a Volkswagen specialist, and I did the diff drop in one of his best mate's cars because he said, I don't do suspension. I just do normal repairs. I don't know how to do mods. So I did that for them. So that's what I'm kind of pushing at. Like, you don't want to enter into a field that you don't actually know about because your reputation will plummet.
Here's an interesting one. Trent's Auto Repairs was a dealership tech as well.
Yeah, well, that's why he's working at 2:00 in the morning because he's still trying to figure it out. Sorry, Trent. Didn't mean it.
Shot down. Wow.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on electric cars?
Oh, wow. I just had a big conversation with a couple of crash repairers today. So, yeah, the industry is not looking so good. The smarter the cars are getting, the less people are going to be required to fix them, is basically the end game. So crash repairs, now they're actually talking a reduction already in crash repairs because most cars can avoid crashes early on. Like, for example, my CX-8 at the moment, if I'm driving too close to someone and that car starts slowing down even faster, a big stop sign comes up across my windscreen and it tells me to stop.
Wow.
If I don't stop, the car will stop. And that's only because it's got adaptive cruise control. It's not self-drive. It's not anything like that. So they're predicting that the rate of technology increasing versus the, drivability. So basically they're removing human error. So the crash repair industry is about to change dramatically. And because the cars will also not be repairable because they are designed to crumple, there'll be more write-offs, etc. So they're talking that panel beaters are literally is a dying trade as well.
Yeah, people straightening chassis and stuff like that, it's not going to happen anymore because your chassis is a battery.
No. Yeah, that's the next one too. And then like servicing is almost nothing. Like our local Tesla guy, all he does is rotate and balance and a safety inspection. Tesla has in their service manual to check the brakes at 200,000 Ks. It's not replace, just check them.
Regenerative braking.
Yep. And then anything bigger than doing a rotate and balance or replacing a couple of cooling hoses, stuff like that, it will go down to Sydney to the engineers. So our local guys won't do anything. So we're talking parts fitters now. So and that's the hard thing. Like even talking to my boys at the moment, it's like they are losing the art of repairing something. Like when I repair something, they think I'm doing something dodgy, and it's like, no. This is just how you fix something. You don't need to replace it.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know if you read any of the comments on the cylinder head job that I did the other day, and one of the boys was using a stone to clean the top of the head. So rather than using a whizzer disc, so that's standard practice. That's been happening for the last, I don't know, 200 years. Probably not 200, but honestly, you don't put any pressure on it.
About 80 years.
You're using a flat surface. I've seen people using whizzer wheels, cut and sick, and like it's a cast block, so it doesn't really matter 100%. But when you're not putting weight on a stone, it's not going to create any divots. And the comments that I copped on that, it's like, you're a dodgy person. What do you do with all the shavings? What happens with this? What happens with that? And it's like, this is how we used to fix things. We didn't just replace the whole lot. And a lot of mechanics now, it's cheaper to put a second-hand engine in than doing a cylinder head. Like, parts fitters.
It's unfortunately, like with some vehicles, even for me now, like some cars that we were getting through when I first opened, obviously you're getting the bottom feeders of the cars, and you get like a cheap little 4-cylinder that's got a blown head gasket. It literally is cheaper to buy an engine from a wrecker that's $700 and slap it in than it is to do the head gasket.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Definitely.
just, yeah, like obviously a diesel 4-wheel drive, the engine's worth more, and they're charging a
Just
lot more at the wrecker for. So you got
just
to do
diesel in general.
the head gasket. What's that? Just diesels
Just
in general,
diesel in general, yeah. Like I quoted to
It's,
rebuild my old man's Volkswagen EOS because he drove it through water, the idiot. And it was nearly 15 grand to replace that engine. Like, why?
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's got a few bent rods, but but you could buy a second-hand one for 4, but because it's insurance, you can't put a second-hand one. It has to be rebuilt.
Yep.
So, everything's changing. Still the same, but it's changing.
Trent's saying he's finding himself rebuilding more due to it being harder to find parts.
That is the next thing, yes. And that's where I've started fixing a lot more things that I haven't for a while. Like, I haven't rebuilt a water pump, I reckon, in 20 years. When was the last time you rebuilt one?
I've never rebuilt a water pump.
See, that's something I used to do. Like, you used to be able to get the water pump.
I've seen rebuild kits, but I've never done one. They just replaced it.
Yeah. Well, you just pull the impeller off, you get a new impeller, you get a brass bush or a bearing or whatever, and it was so easy, and you just chuck it back in, and rebuild fuel pumps for carbies we're talking about, but that's all
Take the
gone.
diaphragm out. Yeah, I've done that.
And even electric steering racks and stuff now, you can't rebuild them. It's throw them in the bin, get another one. Like, there's no repair kits, there's no anything anymore. Like, we are in the worst throwaway society ever now.
The biggest problem is we've got the highest population ever with the worst disposable of everything's just disposable and throwaway now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all to do with profit for the people that are way above us.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it's funny when you think about what, let's just say, the price of something is, and then you see what the supplier pays for it, and then you see what the next supplier pays for it, and you just go, oh my God, like, really? Like, a really good example is a water pump on an SRT8 Jeep. There's none in the country, and there's a shortage over in the States at the moment. And I believe, now this is from memory, it was around $3.5 grand from our local dealer for the water pump. I rang my brother in the States. Yeah, this is a genuine water pump, $3.5 grand. Like, I'm talking the supercharged SRT8,
Yeah.
so it is a bit different.
But it's just a fucking pump for water. It's not
Correct.
a diesel pump.
Yep. So $3.5 grand. It was here in Australia, but there was like a 6-week wait, maybe, because there's a global shortage. I rang my brother in the States. He found one for around 1,200 Australian, I think it was. And then he rang another mate and found one in Mexico for $43.
Wow.
$43.
That's insane. Yep.
Because they're made in Mexico. Like, that's some serious. Oh, Zayden Bryant has turned up.
What's that?
Zayden Bryant has turned up.
Zayden. Hello, mate. How are you?
Well, look at these two good-looking roosters. At least someone thinks we're roosters.
A perfect example of the throwaway to society is the fucking ZD rocker cover that I called you about today.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. You were in shock for ages, going, "I've never heard this. Like, what are you talking about?"
I've only dealt with the other type that you can replace
they pop out. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never come across the one that is sealed in.
I'm pretty sure
don't know why
Tita and all the other ones are doing it. I think it's the Renault. Once Renault came in, I think Tita does it. I think Qashqai does it. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of others.
So this is the seal. Oh, that one. But to get that seal out of the rocker cover, it's
that big. It's inside under the plastic. So to get it out of
You
there,
need to break it.
oh, that's not the right one. Where is it? Yeah, Michael did. So that broke, like, to get it out.
Yeah.
So that rocker cover, that whole component is
Goes
rubbish
in the bin, sir.
because these seals leak and they can't be replaced. Absolute waste of product, like absolute waste.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
why?
definitely. Well, it comes down to the cost of manufacturing because they made it quicker and cheaper and easier for themselves. And now they've got the parts supply patent for the rest of how long on that? So they got the
Yep.
next 10 years that they can sell rocket covers for. Like, why not?
Yeah.
If I was a greedy asshole like that, I'd design a whole bunch of dumb shit like that too.
But it's like that sort of manufacturing technique, I feel, should be made illegal
Oh, yeah,
globally.
but who's gonna govern that?
Because am I breaking up there?
A little.
I know, like it's just disgustingly wasteful, and it's just a shame, really.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to start driving. I gotta go pick up one of my daughters.
All right, no
fun.
worries, man. I'm probably going to get off here as well and get all my cars in because I've got kids riding past on push bikes, drooling all over the Supra out the front with the bonnet
they'll
up.
be drooling. They'll be drooling over the what do you call it? The Beetle.
For sure.
Yeah.
This thing's a weapon. That
Definitely.
flies. I actually feel more comfortable going fast in that than I do my Supra.
Yeah, well, you know why that is. You fuck up in the Supra, you're in trouble.
It suits me more.
Have you got the insurance up to the right price yet, or what?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Oh, well, that's okay then. Then you can crush it.
Yeah, that's all covered off. Yeah, the Beetle's insured for $4,500.
For those people that have been trying to ask a whole bunch of other questions, drop me a line on Instagram. I'll try and reply to them shortly. It's a bit hard to answer you guys right now. Even on Pokey's Insta, because both of our Instas need a lot more. What do you call it? A lot more. It's gone.
Traction.
Attention.
A lot more people.
Yes. Because,
traction, attention. Yeah, for sure.
So all of you go like our Instagrams and give it a bit of a nudge, because we make nothing out of this app, by the way. Like, nothing.
One that does make me a little bit of money now that I'd like a lot of people to jump on, even if you don't really watch many videos, is my YouTube channel. So it's Pokey Mechanical on YouTube. It would be great if everyone jumped on that and subscribed. Because I do a lot of
I'll take that one as well.
Yeah. A lot of little, I do a lot of videos on there. Not a lot, but I am wanting to do a lot more. So the more people watch, the more incentive I'll have to put more videos up.
Definitely.
All right,
and
like
all right. Cool. I'll chat to you soon. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
Live long and prosper.
All that. See ya. Thanks.